For years, the electric vehicle race has been led by one name, Tesla. But what if the next disruption isn't coming from Elon Musk, but from halfway across the world? Hyundai CEO just broke the silence. In a bold move, he revealed an engine that isn't just different. It's engineered to end the EV industry as we know it. Forget what you thought you knew about electric dominance. This new hybrid system delivers over 2,100 kilometers on a single tank and charge, consumes just 2.9 liters per 100 kilometers, and uses the most thermally efficient engine ever mass-produced. But it's not just about range or fuel. It's about turning the car into a self-learning, AI-powered machine, backed by sensors, real-time updates, and a battery so safe, it literally can't explode. Why are industry insiders panicking? Why are automakers pivoting strategies overnight? And could this be the final blow to the EV boom? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear might just flip your view of the auto industry forever. The silent revolution. Sometimes the biggest changes happen quietly. While the world was watching Tesla and traditional automakers, BYD launched something nobody saw coming, a hybrid engine that shattered every expectation. It's called their 5th generation DM technology, and it's not just a small step forward, it's a leap. This new system may be the reason the EV industry gets turned on its head. At the heart of the buzz is thermal efficiency. Sounds technical, right? But here's what it really means. BYD figured out how to turn more fuel into motion and less into wasted heat, 46.06% of it, to be exact. That might not sound huge until you realize the best engines before this, like Toyota's, only hit around 41%. Most regular gas cars don't even break 30%. This engine just raised the bar big time. Now let's talk distance. This new setup can go 2,100 kilometers on a full tank and charge. That's about 1,300 miles, more than driving from Los Angeles to Seattle and back. And you won't be crawling there either. This range is real-world usable. Even when the battery runs out, it sips just 2.9 liters per 100 kilometers. That's over 80 miles per gallon. From a family-sized hybrid, let that sink in. What really caught people off guard was how BYD delivered all this without bragging in advance. They revealed it at a launch event in Xi'an, and when the specs hit the screen, jaws dropped. This isn't just efficient, one engineer said. It's history-making. It wasn't just one flashy car either. 2 real models, the Chanel DMI and Cielo 6 DMI, came out running this engine. BYD didn't just talk, they delivered. "We're not here to play catch-up," said BYD CEO. "We're here to lead." So BYD built the most efficient engine in the world. Impressive, right? But here's the real twist. Their power doesn't come from just the engine alone. It comes from what's underneath it, the battery. And this one, it changes everything. Blade battery. Forget everything you think you know about car batteries. BYD didn't just improve on existing tech. They created something totally new. They call it the blade battery, and it's one of the reasons their cars are not just efficient, but safe, long-lasting, and built differently from the ground up. This battery isn't about hype, it's about smart, powerful design. Most EV batteries are built from bulky modules packed into bigger battery packs. They take up space, generate a lot of heat, and can be risky under stress. BYD looked at that and said, "We can do better." So instead of modules, they created long, thin cells that run across the width of the battery pack, kind of like stacking books side by side. It wastes no space, which boosts energy storage by about 50% compared to older designs. Now let's talk safety. The blade battery isn't just efficient, it's nearly indestructible. During one demo, engineers literally drove a nail through the battery cell. No sparks, no fire, just silence. It's built with lithium iron phosphate, and LFP, a much more stable chemistry than what many other EV brands use. That means no more exploding batteries, no overheating, and less risk of disaster on the road. But safety isn't its only party trick. This battery stays cool without needing heavy cooling systems. That means less weight and fewer moving parts. It's lighter, cleaner, and more durable. Even after 3,000 charging cycles, it still holds 90% of its original strength. That's the kind of longevity that could save drivers thousands of dollars over time. And it's not a future concept. It's already in BYD's cars today. "We didn't just want to make a better battery," one BYD executive said. "We wanted to make the battery you never have to worry about." Now that you've seen how BYD's engine and battery break the rules, let's talk about how they all work together. Because what BYD created isn't just a car, it's a connected, self-learning machine. And the brain behind it all? It's called Deepseek AI. Deepseek AI. Inside every BYD car with their latest tech is something you won't see, but you'll definitely feel. It's called Deepseek AI, and it's what turns a BYD's vehicles from smart to genius. Think of it like the brain and instincts of the car, always watching, always learning, and always adapting to make your ride safer and smoother. Here's what makes it special. Most cars have dozens of tiny computers running separately. One for the engine, one for the brakes, one for the cameras. They don't always talk well. But BYD built what's called the Schwanji architecture, a centralized brain where all the systems work together. No delays, no confusion. Everything from braking to navigation to cruise control is connected in real time. And it doesn't just follow basic rules, it learns. With every drive, Deepseek gathers information, road patterns, obstacles, weather, driver habits. It all goes into a huge cloud network. That way, even if your car hasn't seen a certain situation before, another BYD somewhere probably has. So your car learns from the experience of millions of others. That's a massive leap forward in car intelligence. It also means better safety. The system can switch between sensors if something fails. Say it's raining and cameras can't see clearly? No problem. Radar takes over. And thanks to over-the-air updates, your car can improve itself while parked in your driveway. It's like having a mechanic who updates your car while you sleep, one engineer joked. Smart, safe, always improving. "We built Deepseek AI to think like a human, but react faster than one," said the head of BYD's software division. "We've looked under the hood, we've seen the battery, we've met the brain, but now it's time to step into the future." Because BYD didn't stop there. They gave their cars the ability to drive themselves, and did it in a way no one else has. Let's look at the next evolution, the DePilot system. DePilot system. Imagine hopping into your car, setting your destination, and watching as it does the rest, confidently switching lanes, managing highway ramps, and even parking itself while you sip your coffee. That's not a dream. That's BYD's DePilot system, and it's making this level of smart driving available to everyday people, not just luxury car buyers. What makes DePilot different is its range. BYD didn't just build one self-driving setup for its most expensive models. They built 3 tiers, DePilot 100, 300, and 600. The 600 has top-tier tech like 3 LiDAR sensors and is designed for their high-end Yangwang lineup. The 300 runs in mid-range models like Denza. But even the DePilot 100, which uses camera-based vision, is found in budget-friendly BYD cars costing under $10,000. That's unheard of. These systems are not gimmicks either. They include high-speed navigation on autopilot, where the car handles ramps, merges, and even lane changes. There's automated valet parking, where you can step out and watch your car park itself with 99% accuracy. And then there's memory navigation, which learns your daily routes, school runs, commutes, and back streets, and automates them over time. But what really sets DePilot apart is how it gets better every day. With millions of BYD cars on the road, data from real-world driving constantly feeds into BYD's AI brain. Engineers call it a flywheel effect. More cars equal more data, which improves the AI, which makes the cars smarter, which attracts more buyers. It's a feedback loop that accelerates innovation in real time. It's not just about automation, said BYD's head of smart driving. It's about making advanced driving safer, smarter, and available to everyone. Now that we've seen how smart BYD's driving tech is, let's zoom out and look at the competition. Because while companies like Tesla and Mercedes are slowing down, BYD is speeding up. And the numbers? They don't lie. Strategic market positioning. Let's get one thing straight. BYD isn't just following the industry anymore. It's leading it. While legacy car makers are still debating their EV plans, BYD is out here outselling Tesla, expanding globally, and flipping the script on how car companies operate. It's no longer Tesla versus just everyone. It's starting to feel like Tesla versus BYD. In Q3 of 2023, BYD raked in $28.2 billion in revenue, compared to Tesla's $25.8 billion. That's not a small difference. That's boardroom shaking, investor watching kind of money. And they did it without the flashy press conferences or Elon-style tweets. BYD just quietly sold millions of EVs and hybrids, offering better range and cheaper prices while others played catch-up. And while BYD expanded, some competitors slowed down. Ford pulled back on $12 billion in EV spending. Mercedes started walking back their 2030 all-electric goal. Meanwhile, BYD launched in Europe, Southeast Asia, Australia, and the UK. Their goal is simple: build affordable, smart vehicles for every kind of driver, and do it globally. "We're not racing anyone," said a BYD executive. "We're building the future." They also made a strategic move that Tesla didn't. While Elon insisted on going full EV, BYD kept hybrids in the mix. That allowed them to meet people where they are, offering the range of gas, the brains of electric, and a soft entry into the EV lifestyle. That's especially key in places where charging stations are rare or where EV adoption is still growing. "We don't see Tesla as the enemy," said Stella Lee of BYD. "We see the old gas engine as the real problem." BYD's numbers are strong, their tech is smarter, and their rollout is aggressive. But what's the bigger mission? For BYD, this isn't just about beating rivals. It's about doing right by the planet. Let's explore how sustainability is built into everything they do. Environmental commitment. For most companies, going green is a slogan. For BYD, it's a core mission. This is a company that stopped producing combustion-only cars back in 2022, long before most others even committed to change. And they didn't just talk about helping the planet. They redesigned the way cars are made, right down to the batteries and factories. It starts with the batteries. Unlike many other automakers who use NMC batteries loaded with nickel, manganese, and cobalt, BYD uses LFP, lithium iron phosphate, in its blade batteries. Why? Because it's safer, more environmentally friendly, and doesn't rely on scarce or controversial minerals. It's cheaper to produce, less toxic, and way less likely to explode or overheat. Smart and sustainable. Then there's the energy usage. BYD's new generation engines and hybrid systems are designed to consume less fuel, emit fewer pollutants, and reduce waste in everyday driving. These aren't just lower emissions, they're dramatically lower. When a car can travel over 2,000 kilometers on one charge and tank, that's a massive reduction in carbon output compared to traditional combustion cars. And BYD's vision goes beyond the cars themselves. Their factories are built for energy efficiency, with solar panels, water recycling, and smart logistics. They've also invested in electric buses, trains, and even monorail systems, offering full-spectrum solutions for cities aiming to reduce emissions. It's not just about selling cars, it's about reshaping how people move. "You can't build the future of driving with yesterday's thinking," said a BYD environmental officer. So we changed everything. Smart engines, safer batteries, cleaner emissions. BYD is building more than cars. They're building a new kind of industry. Up next, let's take a look at what it's actually like to drive and live with these cars, the features real drivers are loving every day. Consumer-centric innovations. At the end of the day, all the technology in the world means nothing if people don't love the way the car feels. That's where BYD really shines. They didn't just build smarter cars, they built better daily experiences. From the second you sit in a BYD, it feels different, more intuitive, more responsive, and designed with real drivers in mind. Let's start with range because that's what everyone talks about. BYD's new hybrids, with over 2,100 kilometers of range, completely destroy the idea of range anxiety. You don't have to plan your route around charging stations or constantly worry about your battery level. For most drivers, that means you could go weeks without refueling or charging, depending on your habits. But it's not just long trips that BYD has thought about. Their cars come in multiple configurations, with different battery sizes and driving modes to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're commuting short distances or traveling cross-country, there's a setup that makes sense. Some models even allow up to 120 kilometers of electric-only driving, perfect for city runs or daily errands with zero emissions. Then come the smart features. Everything from the interface to the driver assistance feels smooth, modern, and effortlessly integrated. You don't need to be a tech expert to figure it out. And updates? Those happen automatically, just like your smartphone. The goal here isn't just advanced tech, it's peace of mind and ease of use. One owner described it best: "It feels like the car understands me." "The smartest car isn't the one with the most buttons," said one BYD UX designer. "It's the one that makes you forget you're using technology at all." With comfort, customization, and control all wrapped into one, BYD clearly knows how to please drivers. But the magic doesn't stop in the cabin. The way they fuse hardware and software behind the scenes is where their real competitive edge lives. Let's dive into that synergy. Technological synergy. What makes BYD's systems work so smoothly isn't just great parts or strong software, it's the way those two elements talk to each other. Most cars are still juggling dozens of separate computer systems, each handling their own job. But BYD reimagined the whole architecture and created something far more powerful and far more efficient. At the heart of this setup is BYD's Xuanji architecture, a centralized system that acts like a command center. Instead of 50 different control units handling braking, steering, climate, and sensors independently, everything flows through one intelligent platform. That means faster decisions, smoother driving, and fewer points of failure. It's not just smart, it's simple in the best way. This also makes diagnostics and safety stronger. If one system misfires, another picks up the slack in milliseconds. And since the system is always connected, it monitors performance in real time. It can even detect when a motor is wearing down or a fan is losing speed and flag it before anything goes wrong. That's predictive maintenance done right, saving time, money, and breakdowns. The software also gets better constantly, thanks to cloud-based learning and over-the-air updates. BYD doesn't wait for problems to show up in the shop. Their cars learn from millions of kilometers driven daily, adjust behavior through AI, and send improvements right to your car, even while it's parked. "It's like my car gets smarter every week," one driver commented. "Our goal wasn't just to make good hardware," said BYD's tech lead. "It was to make it work in harmony with everything else and never stop getting better." And that harmony doesn't happen by accident. It takes a factory that runs with the same precision as the tech inside the car. Up next, let's go behind the scenes to see how BYD builds these vehicles and how they're scaling fast without sacrificing quality. Manufacturing excellence. It's one thing to invent world-class tech. It's another to actually build it at scale and do it well. That's where many car companies stumble. But BYD has quietly built a manufacturing system that's fast, flexible, and shockingly efficient. They control almost every piece of the puzzle, and that's a game changer. BYD's approach is all about vertical integration. While other automakers depend on outside suppliers for batteries, semiconductors, and even software, BYD makes nearly everything in-house. This means fewer delays, fewer quality issues, and total control over how each vehicle is built. "If we need to fix something, we fix it ourselves," said one factory manager. Their facilities are more than just big, they're smart. Inside BYD's main plants, you'll find robotic assembly lines, AI-powered inspection tools, and real-time monitoring systems that check for accuracy at every stage. Everything is tracked, measured, and optimized. And yet somehow their production costs stay lower than most competitors. And let's talk speed. While others need 6 to 9 months to scale a new model, BYD can shift production in weeks. They've already opened plants in Thailand, Brazil, and Hungary, with plans for more across Asia and Europe. This isn't a company experimenting anymore. It's a global production powerhouse on the move. "We didn't copy anyone else's system," a factory supervisor said. "We built our own, and it's working faster than anyone thought possible." Now that we've seen how BYD builds smarter, faster, and greener, what's next? Let's look at how their global partnerships and expansion plans are turning them into a truly worldwide automotive force. Global collaborations. BYD's rise wasn't fueled by luck. It was built through smart, strategic partnerships that stretch far beyond China. While traditional automakers were busy defending their home turf, BYD quietly expanded its global reach, forming alliances and building factories in places you wouldn't expect. Their vision? To make BYD a familiar name in every country, every market, and every garage. Their most significant moves include new production hubs in Brazil, Thailand, and Hungary, with more in the pipeline across Southeast Asia and Europe. These aren't just export centers. They're full manufacturing plants designed to meet local demand with local labor. It's a strategy that reduces shipping costs, avoids tariffs, and builds trust in foreign markets. "We don't want to sell to the world," said one BYD executive. "We want to build in it." BYD has also formed technology partnerships with software firms, battery researchers, and AI developers to keep pushing their vehicles forward. Whether it's voice assistant integrations, 5G-ready navigation systems, or carbon-neutral battery sourcing, they're connecting with the right people at the right time. And these collaborations give BYD an edge. They can innovate faster than companies that try to do everything alone. On the customer side, they're working hard to understand cultural and regional needs. In Europe, they offer sleeker interiors and tighter handling for highways. In Southeast Asia, they prioritize range, cooling systems, and affordability. It's a localized approach that works. People don't want a one-size-fits-all car. BYD knows that, and they're adapting in real time. "We're not just exporting cars, we're exporting confidence," a BYD global strategist said. With smart partnerships and factories around the world, BYD has proven it's no longer just a Chinese car company. It's a global one. But where is all this momentum headed? Let's peek into the future and see how BYD is shaping the next era of driving. Future outlook. Looking ahead, BYD's plans are bigger than anyone could have imagined just a few years ago. It's not just about selling more cars, it's about shaping the future of mobility itself. Whether it's new battery chemistries, AI-powered vehicles, or smarter ways to connect drivers in cities, BYD is planning for a future where the car becomes more than just transportation. Their investment in research and development is massive. Thousands of engineers are working on next-gen autonomous systems, exploring solid-state batteries, and designing vehicles that could one day be fully self-driving and fully sustainable. This isn't science fiction. Many of these concepts are already in testing phases, and BYD wants them on the road within the next decade. They're also exploring how their cars fit into the smart city of tomorrow. Imagine a world where your car talks to traffic lights, charging stations, and even the road itself to optimize your drive. BYD is building the digital architecture to support this. With satellite networks, over-the-air updates, and real-time data sharing between vehicles, they're turning cars into connected machines that work with, not against, the urban environment. And they're not slowing down. BYD plans to launch several new global models every year, covering everything from luxury EVs to entry-level hybrids. They're also expected to break into new industries like aerial drones and energy storage, further connecting mobility with technology and sustainability. We're not just designing vehicles, we're designing what driving will mean in 2030, said a lead engineer from BYD's innovation team. That's the big picture. But what does all this mean to everyday drivers? Let's hear what real BYD owners are saying, people who live with these cars every day. Consumer testimonials. BYD isn't just winning on paper, it's winning in the real world, with millions of satisfied drivers across dozens of countries. And these people aren't car reviewers or tech analysts. They're everyday folks who just want a reliable, smart, and affordable way to get around. Their feedback? Overwhelmingly positive. Many BYD drivers praise the range and fuel savings. One family in Australia reported going weeks between gas station stops, using only electric power for school drop-offs and grocery runs. Another driver in Norway mentioned that their BYD electric SUV handled snow and hills with ease, something they weren't expecting from a Chinese-made car. It's quiet, powerful, and doesn't break the bank, they said. Others focus on the technology and ease of use. Features like memory autopilot, valet parking, and real-time diagnostics make life easier, especially for drivers who aren't tech-savvy. And because the cars update themselves automatically, they stay current without a trip to the dealership. It's like my phone, one UK owner said. It just updates and works better each time. Maintenance is another highlight. Thanks to BYD's long-lasting blade battery and efficient hybrid systems, owners spend less time and money on repairs. Fewer moving parts, smarter systems, and predictive alerts mean less stress over the long haul. One rideshare driver in Thailand said his car paid for itself in fuel savings in less than a year. It's the first car I've owned that doesn't feel like a compromise, said a driver in Germany. It's efficient, smart, and just works. Real-world praise, real results. BYD isn't just promising change, they're delivering it every single day. So let's wrap it all up and look at the bigger message here. Why this engine, this company, and this strategy could actually flip the global EV industry on its head. BYD's disruptive impact on the EV industry. So here's where we are. BYD, once a quiet underdog, is now the most disruptive force in the auto world. They've built the most efficient hybrid engine ever, created a battery so safe it can't explode, rolled out AI that learns from millions of drivers, and they've done it all without fanfare or hype. They're now outpacing Tesla in global sales, forcing old giants like Ford and Mercedes to rethink their timelines, and flooding global markets with high-quality, affordable EVs and hybrids. And they did it with a playbook no one saw coming: balance, smart design, and an obsession with long-term value over the short-term headlines. Even more impressive, they didn't ditch hybrids. While others focused on full electric, BYD gave drivers options, making EV tech accessible to people who still want range, flexibility, and comfort. It's a consumer-first strategy, and it's working better than anything else out there. This isn't just about a car, it's about a mindset shift. A new standard, one that's smarter, safer, cleaner, and more future-ready. BYD didn't just improve the industry, they're on track to redefine it completely. We're not here to follow, said BYD's CEO. We're here to lead a movement.